I heard your audition was a success. Of course, I knew my daggers would impress. Now, you need to mingle with the other potentials and figure out which one is Laredell. No easy task, given this troop's traditions. As twins, we share a striking resemblance, but all hopefuls wear a mask. Still, I have a suggestion. We were attacked by a griffin when we were little. Laredell pushed me aside to save me and took a wound to his chest. He still has the scar. None come to mind. Say, why don't you take my journal? I've kept numerous notes on my interactions with Laredell, leading up to when he decided to leave for Relenthiel. Perhaps something in there will offer the clues you seek.
Excellent selection. Your rewards are ready. Pakruti can see a lucky aura around you today. He is sure you will get something good. And all you know, Pakruti is jealous of your good fortune. May luck follow you.
No mask? Really? Or is that just amazingly lifelike? No matter, to each his own. You're here to play the game of boasts, aren't you? First, we must perform together. Alchemy didn't explain it. Well, I'm happy to share. First, we must perform as a team so we can learn each other's strengths and weaknesses. Should we both be lucky enough to join the troupe, we'll already know how to put on a performance. Well, let's start simple, shall we? I'll do what I do, and you'll do what you do. Join me, and we'll see what we can do together. After that comes the fun part, the boasts. Well, that's the part I consider most fun. That was impressive. You've got quite the talent for juggling. Never could I do that myself. Tried it once and nearly sliced off a finger. Now to the questions. I'll start. Tell me, my deft-fingered friend, where did you grow up? I've heard tell of this rock. Does it truly float above Vivec City, as the travelers from Morrowind tell it? I'm glad I don't live there, I'll tell you that. Big floating rock above my head? That's nerve-wracking. All right, ask your question. Oh, yes, all 6 of them. I grew up with a pack of wolves, you see. Lost my parents to a griffin attack when I was 2. But Mama took me in and taught me to hunt and fetch sticks. We still get together and hunt deer every other week. Hold on. That's 2 questions, isn't it? You only get 1. But here's a truth to match my boast. The House of Reveries is amazing. Performing every day, learning new tricks. Why, I used to have to sneak away every time I wanted to practice. Oh, you know how family is. If your ancestors weren't fire breathers, why would you want to be? Well, I wish you the best in your audition for the Grand Maestro. Here's hoping we both get in. Honestly, nothing would please me more.
Well, hello there. Good to see another hopeful join us. Would you like to help me with my performance? I always get a bit drunk before a performance. Helps loosen up the muscles. You know, swallowing a sword isn't as easy as it looks. There's always the danger it might cut you. A good brew helps my performance and helps me relax. I don't need a juggler. I need an announcer. Someone to sell my act. One thing about swallowing a sword, you can't talk when you do it, which means no one knows how amazing I am. So how about it? Build me up during my act. Just stand at that podium like we're up on stage. Then use your best announcer voice and talk me up to the crowd. Tell them there's no one half so clever as clever, and that they've never seen anyone like me. You've got a great voice.
I almost worry you might have oversold me. Now, to the game. Maybe it's the alcohol talking, but you're a fine-looking one, aren't you? Got someone special waiting at home? Tell me, I'm curious. Talk to me again after I'm another hour into my cups. I have a feeling you and I are going to get along famously. Now then, I asked my question. What's yours? What are you dying to know about your new paramour? Do I? What? Well, that's just rude, isn't it? What, I'm not enough of a mer for you? I'll have you know I'm more than enough for anyone. I'm teasing, silly. I know what you meant, but no, I have no siblings. The troop shall be my family. Very much so. Why, the first day I was here, Loxon gave me one of her very own dresses. Said it was a shame I didn't have anything decent to wear. I near cried. It was so beautiful. Everyone here is just so kind. Same to you, gorgeous. Oh, I just can't wait until we're all accepted. I heard the ceremony afterward is spectacular. Lots of food, lots of drink. You get to try on all sorts of perfumes and fine clothes. Oh, what an amazing night it shall be.
Where is your mask, hopeful? If you wish to join the House of Reveries, you must first respect it. You have come to play the game of boasts, no doubt. Very well, we will perform together. Even the most captivating of dances cannot entice an audience without the rhythm of a drum. The soothing sound of drum beats is primal, a reminder of our deepest selves. Yet I cannot drum and dance at the same time, so why not collaborate? Take this drum. 3 rhythm sections lie before you, fast, medium, and slow. I will move through the dances, I know, and you will match my speed on the drum. Match my speed, and we shall impress. Drum too fast or too slow, and we start over. Let's begin! No, that won't do. Let us begin again. Observe my movements and match my speed. Let's begin! No, that won't do. Let us begin again. Observe my movements and match my speed. Let's begin! And we transition. And again. Keep time. Our performance aligns. Impressive. Your rhythm could use refinement, but I salute your determination. May the best performer join the House of Reveries and become a great name. And now to my question. Who trained you? I have heard many tales of this Red Guard High King, yet talk of his hobbies, I'll admit, come few and far between. Very amusing, friend. Now to your question. What would you ask of the best dancer on Summerset? Aye, 2 siblings, though only one is a sister. Joan and Jode are my twins, and on the nights when the shadow covers the moon, we dance together in the sky above. The thunder you hear on a stormy night, that's us, dancing across the clouds. You think so? I've been practicing my acting skills as well, you know. One never knows what performance he'll have to do next. These days are a far cry from what I was doing. I still have burns from failed fire spells, you know. I'd rather not speak of it. The stage is where I belong, and where I finally am. My past is in the past, and there it shall remain. Thank you for performing with me. Should we both be accepted, I'm glad to know I'll be in fine company.
I know who you seek, Hopeful, but you will not find fair Renaid here. She has departed for the moment, which means we can speak freely of your quest to find her brother Laredel. You wish to stop him from joining the House of Reveries. I'm well aware of what she believes. I wonder, though, if either of you have ever considered what Laredel wants. Do you truly wish to force Laredel onto a path he does not wish to walk? Do you believe that best serves the Sapiarchs? Well, then I'm confused. If you believe this, why help her track down her brother? Laredel has made his wishes clear, why not respect them? I know Renaid loves her brother and believes she knows what is best, but his course is not hers to guide. Only if he wishes to speak to her. Right now he does not. Yet I'll admit to a moment of professional curiosity. You have played the game of boasts with the other hopefuls. Which of them do you believe is Laredel? Is he Firebird in disguise? Interesting. You know, of course, I cannot divulge the name of any member of the House of Reveries, hopeful or no. To reveal their identity is grounds for expulsion. Laredel chose his own path. You must ask Renaid to abandon her search. Then tell her this truth, as it was told to me. Laredel has always envied her talent with magic. That envy is why he left, and why he wishes never to see her again. The truth is harsh, but it is my hope it will free Renaid to follow her dreams. Thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me, the Grand Maestro is gathering our hopefuls in the amphitheater for their final audition. I would prefer you not attend. We have played our game, but there is no place here for a juggler using magic daggers.
Oh, hello. Sorry for wandering away. I've been so worried about finding my brother, I thought I'd take a moment to just breathe. I always find the sea so calming. How goes your search? Were you able to discover which of the hopefuls is Laredel? Oh, drat. I was hoping she wouldn't discover you. She's a mage, you know. We recognize our own, and magic comes off her in waves powerful enough that even a blind novice would notice. Well, what did she say? But that's ridiculous! Laredel and I, we've always been together. The only time we were apart were the 3 minutes between when I was born and he was. No, that's ludicrous. Laredel never envied me. He was better than me. Alchemy is lying to you. Absolutely not. Can you imagine one of the top mages of our generation doing parlor tricks for wine-gobbling nobles? It would be a crime against Summerset. No, we must bring him to his senses. Tell me, what name has he taken here? Thank you, I suppose. It's now clear Laredel has lost his way. He has truly lost himself in this fantasy of becoming a thespian. No matter. We shall solve this at the final audition. Once I reveal Laredel with magic, he'll have to leave with me.
I seem to recall asking you not to come. I'm sorry, but I can't allow you to take the stage. I'll publicly withdraw my sponsorship if I have to. However, is everything with Renaid all right? Did you come here to tell me something? Thank you. Since you're here, why not sit down and enjoy the show? I know you only meant well, and it was kind of you to help Renaid, even if her intentions were misguided. I always hope that all my hopefuls succeed. But we'll see.
May the audition begin. Mage! You dare unmask our hopefuls? Simply unforgivable. You are henceforth banished from Relenthea. Return and your freedom shall be forfeit.
But I was certain Laredale was here.
Leave our sacred stage at once, before I have you wrapped in chains.
Oh, Renhide, how could you? Has she left?
You. I want to blame you for this, but... You were right. I was foolish. I never meant for anyone to get hurt. All those poor performers. Did I really destroy their chance to join the House of Reveries? I hope not. I hope they can still join. So my persistence has finally convinced my brother to speak to me? Or is this simply another warning to never again contact the sibling who is like my other half? No matter. Laredale has obviously turned his back on me. Deliver your message. If he's willing to talk in a letter, why can't he talk to me in person? No matter. This is no longer your concern, but you did aid me. You deserve recompense. Take this and consider our business concluded.
saved our high and mighty queen, eh? Huh. Naaman should have had the crown.
Ahoy, traveller! Spare a moment for... Thank you for heeding my call, newcomer. I don't suppose your passage to Summerset brought you past Western Coraldale? My father, Kurteros, runs a boat in an angler fleet. They're long overdue, and while his stride tends to be a leisurely one, I've never seen the whole fleet gone for so long. I'm probably over-concerned. The weather's been fair and the wind's mild. Perhaps their fishing has been so fruitful they dare not waste their good fortune. But I'd feel better if I knew what to make of their delay. The fleet set off west. Western Coraldale is an island engulfed by coral reefs, but you can reach it safely in that sailboat. I'd go with you, but I'm afraid I don't share my father's comfort with open water.
Never seen you before. Guess no one told you that this is my spot. Been my spot nearly a century. And it'll be my spot a century more, God's willing. So don't go getting any ideas. Plenty of space down the coast. So, off with you now. Huh, fancy that. I told Hiranessa for years those sea elves would mount an invasion from Warden Coraldale. Figures they'd launch it while I was having a nap. Well, come along then. Best send them off before they hook all the best catches. Of course. Any Royal Marine of the Queen's Navy worth their salt would. Might have traded my saber for a fishing rod, but I've still got my sea legs, and I'm still as sharp as the day I mustered. The others I sail with are civilians, though. Aye. Even if they caught a glimpse of a sea elf cutter before it reached Warden Coraldale, there's no chance a fishing boat would have outrun it. If anyone from the fleet's still alive out there, it's our duty to help them. Best we split up. Unless my creaking knees give me away, I ought to be able to handle some scouting while you're searching for survivors. We'll rendezvous at the old lover's tree near the reef on the eastern shore. My friends will know the one.
Sacred Ascendants, take me home. I thought you were a sea elf. One moment I was just dipping my toes in the shallows having a pleasant day. The next there's a murderous corsair or hungry reef viper around every corner. We're trapped. He's alive. At his age, I'd have thought he'd be the first to fall prey to those sea elves. Should have given the stubborn old salt more credit. I'll make my way to him. Better than waiting to die out here. Thank you.
Stranger, don't anger the salamanders. They're the only thing keeping those sea elves from wandering too close. What are you doing out here? I've never seen you before. You're sure we're talking about the same Kurtaros? The one I know is more likely to be mistaken for dead and sleep right through this whole mess.
All this crouching is damnation on my back. But I've seen everything I need to know what the enemy's up to. How fares the search? Any sign of Carterell? Never do when it comes to these sea elves. They'll rob us of more than a few good souls before all is said and done here. They're digging in, placing ballistae along the shore. When the Royal Navy finally does mount an attack, they'll be taking fire from Maormer on both land and sea. It'll be a bloodbath, unless some misfortune befalls their plans. Catch my drift? I'm not suggesting we repel the whole invasion, but I do know my way around a ballista. If we turn one toward their own ships and cause enough of a stir, we can draw on a friendly patrol and catch the sea elves out of their element. I'll get into position and await your attack. Then we'll give those sea snakes a good spearing while these two make for your vessel. You do have a vessel, don't you? All right. You two go prepare the boat our friend brought. We'll provide a distraction.
Seals. Fond of winged snakes and soggy chests. Noted. Josiah. Wait, you're talking about that jittering mage I tricked into freeing me, right? Oh, she's a delight. I had hoped for a longer holiday. Can only manage a leap like this once a century, after all. Ah, well. I'm actually quite comfortable here, mate. Cozy accommodations, the transliminal tones of the ocean waves, gangly meat brains to mock. But I guess I should be going. These elves plan to sell me. Can you imagine? I'll help you. On one condition. When we're done sewing up these chronosymphonic when we're done sewing up these time breaches, you'll let me wander the Mundus in peace. No more dim-witted Sijiks peppering me with questions. No more dusty shells. You have a deal? Right. So, should we get going, or...? Fair enough. So, where to? I assume you've got a map or something?
He didn't call me the scourge of the sea drakes for nothing! They're scattering like minnows! Keep on the offensive! That'll do. Fall back and get to the boat. Prepped and ready.
Father! You had me so worried. What happened? Where's your boat?
None of that now, Minerva's Cup. I'll tell you all about it. But first, there's one more thing we need to see to. Come, friends. It's time we commit our memories to the drink.
He washes up here after being gone for weeks, his boat nowhere in sight, and he acts like it's just another day on the sea. Was everything all right? Did he cause you any trouble? Oh, he put you up to that, didn't he? Papa always loves to embellish his journeys. Whatever the truth is, I'm just glad you brought him home safe. If all newcomers are so kind, Summerset will be fortunate to have you. He's not fooling me. I can tell something happened. Father's putting on a brave face, like he used to whenever I'd ask him about his younger days. He'd smile and deflect the question, but I could see a sadness in his eyes. The fanciful story of meeting my mother, a myth about how the moon and stars winked on the day of my birth, and tall tales about his fishing voyages. Before that, not a word. Not once. I don't think I'll ever get the truth out of him. You're serious? So what you said about the sea elves attacking, it was all true? What's he hiding? Was he a pirate? I always wondered if he didn't talk about it because he was ashamed. Why would he hide that? I'm sorry, I have so many questions and it's not you who has the answers. I'll leave my father to the company of his friends for now, but when he's ready to come home, he can't leave his other life behind this time.
hello. Well met, friend.
Pardon, Shisori, but have we met before?
Don't merely be... Ah, another newcomer. Would you possibly be interested in helping the Divine Prosecution? We need assistance with the sudden abundance of investigations, and you seem perfect for the task. Compensation is generous, of course. What do you say? The Divine Prosecution has been following the Sagacians for quite some time. A group of researchers who are truly no better than bandits. We've discovered that they are currently holed up in the ruins of Torhem Card. They've stolen many valuable relics, and we need you to recover them. We also wish to keep tabs on their movements. I suspect most of the Sagacians have written plans on their person. Collect those plans using any means necessary. The Divine Prosecution doesn't pay until the contract is complete, so get back to it. A group of scholars who found the laws of Summerset to hold too many limitations.
Griffin feathers of all things.
As a Justicia of the Divine Prosecution, I request your aid, newcomer. Dangerous entities have appeared throughout Summerset, and as much as it galls me to admit it, we could use the help of skilled adventurers. Are you interested? All griffins are dangerous, but Haliata and his mate Negravia stand out from the rest of their kind. To make matters worse, they developed a taste for merflesh. We've received reports of them hunting down travelers. You need to take them out. We've also been requested to collect the beast's feathers. Some wood elf merchants have offered us quite a bit of gold for them. It seems the Bosmer prize such things. It should be easy enough to find some in the surrounding nests. This threat to Summerset must be dealt with, newcomer. I urge you to complete your assignment as quickly as possible.
Ah, another Ephem. Ever since the Queen's decree, I can't take 3 steps without bumping into someone who lacks even a drop of Ultima blood. No offense intended, of course. Shall I presume you'll hear about the contract work? It's a sad day indeed when the Divine Prosecution requires outside help. But these are tumultuous times. With the army engaged on foreign shores and so many visitors on our island, our resources are stretched thin. Hence the contracts. Each assignment varies in scope, but all assume a certain level of danger. Some can be completed alone, but others will need allies to complete. You'll be asked to dispatch dangerous creatures, investigate suspicious activity. Those sorts of tasks. In accordance with our current regulations, each deputized citizen may accept a single contract from each Justicia every day. You are encouraged, of course, to check back regularly for new assignments. Does this kind of work appeal to you? Very well. I hereby authorize you to execute duties on behalf of the Divine Prosecution. Seek Justiciars, Farewell and Tenorian for your first assignments. They handle the administration of all contracts. Go speak to Farewell and Tenorian. They can set you up with contracts and get you right to work.
This one fails to understand. One must pay a fee for unloading.
Cloudrest destroyed by Shat. You have the look of a traveler. Tell me, have you heard news of Cloudrest, the city within the mountains of Etonir? My mother is there, and I feel she may be in danger. Bad dreams. A great darkness devouring Cloudrest as it filled the streets. My mother's last letter spoke of the Welkanars capturing the sea-slowed Zamaj just a few days ago. If there's anything powerful enough to destroy a city, it's a slowed. Yes, I'm afraid I do. Could you travel to Cloudrest and seek out my mother, Bellerin? I must warn you, though, should my dreams be true,
Such a journey may come at great risk. You'll want to gather many allies by your side before heading off. I know a few merchants headed to the city. I'm sure they'd be amenable if you asked for a ride in their cart. And remember, gather as many allies as you can before heading out. If Zamarja has attacked Cloudrest, you'll need the aid.
And defend our gleaming isle, whether commoner or noble or merchant.
A certification will allow you to fulfill jewelry crafting writs. But first, you must demonstrate an understanding of the fundamentals. Create for me a simple ring. Yes, that task will be suitable to show me your craft. Let's get started, shall we? After all, good polish takes time. First, you must gather the required materials needed to create your ring. A true artisan starts from scratch, after all. Pewter dust, of course. It's an important component of jewelry crafting. You'll always want to have some on hand, should you wish to take up this most noble craft. There should be a suitable supply of pewter dust just beyond the periphery of town. If there is insufficient dust available there, then I'm afraid you must venture further into the wilds for your materials.
Reach nearby. I don't know why you're so intent on sealing them. Linear time is so overrated. Just imagine, you could die before you were even born. Wait, that's horrifying, isn't it? I'm sorry. Never mind.
I'm not sure which brought you to Cloudrest, but I have to recommend you turn back. The city's far too dangerous to enter, and I'm busy enough as it is without more souls getting injured. Vandrel in his dreams again, is it? Well, he was right as usual. A sea sloat has attacked the city. Welkanar Ularima was able to rescue many, but I'm afraid not everyone is fit enough to evacuate. I must remain until the injured are cared for. I'd speak to Ularime if you wish to help. She may have a task for you. Don't worry about my son. I'll send a message with the next Mer to evacuate. And here's a little something for your troubles, of course.
Travelers, now, of all the... You've picked a grim day to visit Cloudrest, Traveler. The city has been besieged by the sea-slowed Samaja, a sorceress who commands darkness itself. Most have already evacuated. I'd turn back now if I were you. I admire your bravery, but defeating her will be no easy task. Samaja was almost impossible to take down alone. Now she commands shadow replicas of the Welkanars, dark imitations that possess all of their legendary skill in combat. An order of Summerset Knights, which I'm honored to be a part of. Samaja was able to capture and somehow replicate my 3 companions. Even if fought alone, these shadows will be difficult to defeat. Do you think yourself capable of such a task? If you're willing to fight, so am I. Samaja lies within the Eyrie, just beyond the gate. If we strike against the Sea-Slowed first, she'll summon the Shadow Warriors to her side. It'll be an easier battle if we take the replicas out first.
Only a great warrior could defeat Samaja with all 3 Shadow Warriors by her side. Remember, divide and conquer. Take those Shadow replicas out one at a time. Do you see how Cloudrest has fallen? This will be Summerset's fate. If we don't stop that accursed Sea-Slowed once and for all, we must stop Samaja before her darkness spreads.
That is it! I'm done with this mad for... My, you look like you could use gold. Care to take a job of mine? Quite simple, really. An academic needs an escort through this forest. She wished to meet at a camp. Given the manner of the riffraff one sees on the road these days, I cut through the forest. It's a maze in there. I was hired to defend a respectable research expedition, not to tramp through the woods in full armor. Daewon should have known better. An Ultima fights for glory, not coin. Crawling through the muck just to find some insignificant little temple? Simply outrageous. So, are we agreed? You'll take this off my hands?
Oh, you're going to love this one. I'm seeing a tiny island surrounded by... It's either water or cats. Difficult to say. Let's hope it's the cats, eh?
Greetings, traveler. Say, have you met with another elf around here? Heavy armor, sour disposition. I hired her as an escort for my expedition, and unfortunately I cannot start without her. Hardly a surprise, given her demeanor last we spoke. Still, it's hard to get someone to agree to escort you into Ebon Stadmont. From what I heard, the forest appears to shift as you move through it. Makes it a bit tricky to navigate. Well, I found research of an ancient temple, somewhere in this very forest. I've come to study what secrets it may have, but I don't think it wise to go it alone. Say, would you be willing to escort me? I must say, I do pay well. Thank you for accepting my offer. I'm quite excited to be heading my own expedition. Usually I work under Tellinger, the artificer, but sometimes he's a bit much. It's nice to finally be able to break free from being his assistant. A rather enthusiastic and oftentimes impulsive artificer of the Mages Guild. He's generally away on expedition trying to find some artifact or another, and usually I'm there putting my neck on the line when things go wrong. The ruins within Ebon Stadmont are ancient, perhaps even built in the Merethic era. They contain inscriptions of a mysterious language, which only a few have begun to translate. I believe these inscriptions can help lead us to the inner temple. Yes, this is exactly what we're looking for. Why, it's almost as if I can hear the words. Sel Ra An Yond. Eastern Temple? Daedra? I don't have time for distractions. Could you hold them off while I finish translating? Further up. Quick, follow me. By Uriel, how did I end up here? This way! I'm over here! Well, seems the rumors are true. Ebon Stadmont truly does twist around you. Perhaps another inscription will help guide us. Aha! Now let's see. That voice again. Para Ekne. Past pathway? Daedra again? Ah, we don't have time for this.
bestow the past revealed. Hurrah, Volisto, the past revealed.
Thank the stars. I think he's coming too.
Am I really an Aetherius? I didn't know they let your kind in here. We of the House of Reveries have no names, only masks. But you can call me Fletch, because I specialize in the art of the bow, see? Oh, my aching head. How did I end up here? I don't remember a thing. Ebon Stadmont... I'm sorry, but I just don't remember. I must have come here with my traveling troupe, though. I wouldn't have left Relenthiel without them. Someone must have ambushed me. A ferocious someone, given my state. Daedra? Mara's elbow, that doesn't sound good. Could you help me find my troop leader, Maestro Forte? I need to warn him. He should be somewhere nearby, I think.
Forte! Is that you?
Fletch, what's happened? The whole troop is looking for you.
Grand Maestro Forte? Why, I had no idea you were in Ebon Stadmont.
Grand? Oh no, I'm simply Maestro Forte. Hardly worthy of the title Grand yet. It appears you've saved Fletch from the brink of death. It brings to mind the story of Temerian, who of course was saved by the Nereids of... Ah, but now is not the time for such tales. Tell me, what has happened? Daedra? I had no idea. Our watch did report some strange creatures prowling about at night, but I've heard of no other attacks. Something must be attracting them here. Did you just come from the temple? The only thing of note I discovered within the temple is a glowing stone in its main chamber. I've yet to translate the stone's inscription, but it may be attracting Daedra to it. I found a similar stone nearby. Can you help me investigate? Excellent. Why don't you and your companion head to the stone? Just follow the path north. I'll escort Fletch to our camp and make sure he's seen to. We'll meet back here afterward and share our findings.
I know this is strange, but let's get to this stone. Perhaps it can answer some questions. The House of Reveries in Ebonstadmont? Why wouldn't I have heard about that?
Lenka, fall away. Future's door.
Did you hear it too? That woman's voice. At first I thought I was imagining it. Future's door. Drat. Well, I've realized where we are. A House of Reveries expedition I've never heard of. Grand Maestro Forte rebuffing his proper title. And the temple room where we found Fletch? It looked the same as the room we first entered, but there wasn't a cobweb or broken pew in sight. It means we ventured somewhere we never should have gone. The past. I know it seems far-fetched, but remember that stone we first activated? I thought the inscription referenced an event, but the past was a destination, not an occurrence. That's my theory, and I'd rather not explore further to find out. Affecting the past has far-reaching consequences. It makes me wonder what trouble we've already caused. But this stone's inscription indicates it should send us back to the present. I can't be sure in all honesty, but we have to try. Otherwise, we'll be stuck in the past. This stone should lead us back to our natural time. All you need to do is keep that destination clearly in your mind. I'll follow right behind you. Years and years, and I never could find you. And here you are, back where it all began. Looking as if you haven't aged a day. My friend, what happened to you? So the stone did send you to the future after all. I had feared the worst. That day I tried to follow after you and return to our original time, but the stone's magic faded, and the doorway closed. Try as I might, I couldn't get it to open. I was trapped within Stadmont. For decades, I'd been studying this language and desperately searching for a way out. But my path would always lead me back here. But I did it. I finally found a way to go back, to stop this all from happening. I must stop myself from ever going back in time. I've been wasting my life within this cursed forest. The Southern Stone. That's the key to... Wait, what's that? Is that Fletch? Fletch! Ah!
I'm sorry, dear, but your role has been cut.
The temple. You must go back. Go through the temple. The Southern Stone. Bane away, Tendel. Those are the words. Stop this from happening.
It's time for the grand finale of our little production. continues. I'll see you soon.
Such an effort to escape me. I suppose I have what I need.
Well, I suppose it's curtain call. You finally figured it out. Well, Andowan figured it out, didn't she? But hey, you put all the legwork in. And here you are, just in time to stop our leading lady from ever performing her starring role. Ah, but did you kill me? Truly? Not even an accomplished healer could bring me back? And yes, I did take part in Andowan's final scene. Or rather, I will. All a matter of perspective there, you see. But she shouldn't have tried to cut the act short. Andowan was the leading lady of our production. It was up to her to uncover the mysteries of Ebon Stadmont, to find the true potential of its hidden power. But she found a way to escape, and in her last breath told you the way back to the start. Sadly, yes. And so my part must end as well. I put on quite the performance, though, don't you think? The poor, confused soul, the dastardly villain, the mysterious sage. But I think you have a task to do, don't you? A dying wish to fulfill? Yes, our heroine should be just outside, if I remember correctly. After so many times around, though, I tend to lose track. Well, no need to get into all of that. I told you the very first time we met. I'm Fletch. I used to be a mere actor, but now I serve a greater force. I've served her for quite a while now, helping to find the true power of Ebon Stadmont. With Andowan's help, of course. What did Andowan call her? Ah, the Spirit of the Sanctum. An appropriate title as any. She rules over this forest. I think she always has, though I'm not quite sure. She needed the power here, you see. Ebon Stadmont was integral to her plans. Don't bother asking me. Mostly because I have no idea. I would have died had the spirit not saved me. And it wasn't too bad. A supporting role at best. I'd make sure the loop continued, make sure Andowan kept researching again and again. Oh, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I barely understand, and I've lived through it. And it's done now, in any case. You made sure of that. But I think the spirit learned enough. It will have to do. The language here, of course. You see, it's all rather tricky. Only mortals are able to use the language. That's what allowed you to travel through time after all. And Andelwyn was the perfect candidate to uncover its secrets. Yes, all our heroine needed was the proper motivation. Andelwyn was trapped within the forest, unable to get out. Then she would hear a whisper, guiding, always guiding. And as Andelwyn used the language, my mistress would be watching. What did Andelwyn call her?
There you are! How did you get inside? We finally made it to the temple. Oh, I just can't wait to see what secrets are inside. The temple is a trap? What do you mean? A book? Why, this is my handwriting. I've been trapped within this forest for decades now. Trapped within the past. My face is filled with wrinkles. My heart darkened with regrets. My life was stolen from me. Something trying to... My goodness. This is all so hard to wrap my head around. Yes, I agree. You've gone above and beyond protecting me during this expedition. Though the details seem a bit complicated, to think I would have been trapped here, I'd say our contract is concluded. Thank you for all you've done. I suppose I did succeed in this expedition. The notes you've given me are written by my hand after all. Though of course that me won't exist now since you've stopped me and I'm going to stop now. Before my head hurts. I'm sure these notes will give me more details. The best thing to do now is share our findings with the Mages Guild. Let them know how dangerous this forest truly is. As for me, I'll join back up with Tellinger.